Sound to light, sensory room delight. Let's crack on. Hello and welcome to another Mr. Beat Bike video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we're looking at a Mike Ayres Design sound to light unit. And I was going to make a video on this, but it's an interesting piece of kit used in a sensory room in a school, and it's just how it's constructed. I mean, I don't know what you think about the way this is done, but I'm not really overly impressed. It's sort of lots of other manufacturers' sort of boards and units put together in a box and sold for probably a huge premium. So yeah, so basically how it works, you've got normal voice echo, you've got an output on the back as well. Two microphones can be plugged in. One of them wasn't actually working, but a wire had come out of this screw terminal. Then you've got volume and cycle speed for the lights, and two different options on the lights. So the echo is provided by this Ayres Pico Verb units. And it's literally just delay is selected, delay 2, and then they've soldered wires on to basically turn it on and off, and across the mix. Yeah. Power supply wise, we've got quite a nice transformer here, and various regulation. There is actually a place here for the reverb units, but they've decided against that and gone for a transformer. I think this is DC out, and I think this requires AC, so that's how they've done it. You've got the outputs of the effects unit. They've just soldered straight into here. Then we've got the light controller, which is actually really rather nice. Pulsar light, Cambridge, UK, made in Europe. Shows its age. Really nice board. I mean, what really strikes me is that it tells you what each component is, and its value. Obviously, things like semiconductors and chips and whatever, you read it off the top. But it's like the capacitors, it actually tells you, like that one there is 2.2 microfarads. Brilliant. Really, really, very impressed by this. So, yeah, fused outputs for the mains lights. On the back, we've got the power in. We've got a socket, which I think is for accessories, and then the main light out sockets, and then we've got an output here, which I believe is an audio amp. So I guess it's a speaker, and there's a line out on the back as well, from what I understand. Oh no, it's an auxiliary in. Sorry, that's an auxiliary in, mono auxiliary in. So yeah, that's quite cool. I suppose I could use that to test it with, actually. But yeah, so you've just got an output there. I don't have any idea what that is. Yeah, loudspeaker plus minus. So probably not that higher output. Given that's the power amp. It could be a fair bit, to be fair. So yeah, now the problem with it, it had A knob broken off here, which I've replaced. I've actually replaced the potentiometer because the shaft was actually just broken. So yeah, I've had to replace a whole lot to do it. Now these are can I get a cap off? Probably not. Let me show you the actual thing. Yeah, so the SIFAM knobs, and how they work is that you put this onto the shaft of the potentiometer and then you tighten up the nut, and that makes a very strong, solid mount onto the actual shaft of the potentiometer, and then you put a cap on the top and away you go. And I did look at maybe using something else, but it has to be those because the environment these are used in, these will get pulled off, and yeah, it's just not appropriate to use anything else other than this type of knob or something similar, but it needs to be something that can't be pulled off easily. So yeah, that totally meets that criteria. So I've done all that, put in the like I say, the wire that popped out. Well, it all looks absolutely fine, and I am a bit surprised. So what is going on? What is crackling? And why is it dead? Yeah, I have to do some further investigation, I think. Let's crack on. One thing I'd forgotten is the interlock. So there's an interlock. So when you close the main door of the unit, where the actual lights are, it shorts across these two pins. So yeah, so I've put the interlock link in there, and we should be good to go. So let's pair it on and see what happens. And hopefully what should happen is I should get random sequencing of lights here. So yeah, let's see what happens. Let's just get it so you can see the mains light as well. Let's crack on. That is working. You can see there the random lights. Excellent. So I suppose we ought to try an input, which could be easier said than done. Let me find some leads and we'll try some audio in. So it's totally unmatched. It sounds terrible, but see there, it's working. So just adjusting the cycle speed. That's interesting because that is off. Right, so the ground is off there, so I need to solder that back on. That's fine. Yeah, I didn't do that either. That's just come off. So yeah, I'll get that done next, and yeah, then we should be all good to go. Let's crack on. There we go, much better. So that should and you can sort of set the volume, so higher the volume, the more the lights come on. Super. So yeah, I think we are good to go. So yeah, something a bit different and quite fun to work on. Not an awful lot wrong with it other than sort of poor build quality really, but yeah, hope you enjoyed this one, and hope to see you in another one. Bye for now.